Hello, we're in the depths of the PAX Expo Hall. And we're here to check out Forza Motorsport 3. I'm joined by...
Bill Giese.
And what's your title over there at Turn 10, Bill?
I'm a senior designer.
All right, so you've seniorly designed this game pretty much to completion.
Right.
You're in certification now,
Yes,
right?
It's getting close. We're so close.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're going to take us through a little bit. What are we going to see here today?
Well, I'm going to walk you guys through some of the new things we've done with our career mode, and I'm going to quickly show off some of the new tools that we've done for some of the content creators.
Cool.
And then hopefully show you guys some of the storefront.
Awesome. There was a Pringles car for Forza 2 that I spent a long time bidding on trying to get and finally got it. And that was a high watermark. Next to the Fergie car that someone made. Someone made a pretty good Fergie.
Yes.
I made one that had a Space Invader on it because pixel art I can handle.
Right.
Everything else,
No, I'm a big fan of pixel art.
Yeah,
I'll show you some of the stuff.
Cool. All right. Well, let's check it out.
All right, great. So, what we've done from Forza 2 to Forza 3, Forza 2's career was this enormous sandbox, right?
Right.
So users could go in and out of any event. Someone be locked based on their car, but it was a little bit overwhelming, right? So I'm showing you our event list from Forza 3. This is basically what Forza 2 was, right?
Right,
We've got
yeah.
all of the events all lined up here. You can see which ones you can do based on the car that you're in, which ones that you can do based on cars that are in your garage. But this is a little bit overwhelming for people to get into. So what we've done for Forza 3 is we've added this season mode kind of wrapped around all of those events.
Okay.
And essentially what that does is, based on my car level, my player level, and the car that I'm in, the game is going to go through all of those events, and it's going to say, hey, look, you're currently level 32 in a Bugatti. You know what, you should try one of these 3 events, right?
Okay.
So I don't have to go in that big thing. I'm never locked out. The A button will just lead me into my next event. So this one as an example, this Euro Tour, I can immediately jump in. I've got cars that could go in it. I hit one button, I'm on the track, and I'm racing.
Awesome.
As soon as I'm done, I immediately come back to here. It'll show me, it'll tick it off the calendar, and boom, I go on to the next race, right?
Right.
So just by pressing the A button twice, I'm inside another race.
Awesome. So when you complete everything for that car and your current driver level, does it kind of recommend like, hey, maybe you should get another car, or where does it go from there?
The great thing about it is it'll say, hey, you're in kind of a lower class car. The next one's available is this. You can still use that car, and we're going to upgrade it automatically for you.
Awesome.
So we've added this quick upgrade system. Che is currently in a Bugatti Veyron, which is like the best car, so probably not the best example. But let me get into one of his lower class cars here. Here we go, nice F-class car. So when I go into this race, this B-class race, oh, you've already got one signed up for it. That's probably why it's not doing it. But we've got this quick upgrade system that you can actually go through and say, hey, look, I'm in an F-class car.
Yeah.
I could go and dig through upgrades and tune and get it where I want, or I could just come here and go, hey, let's get this to a B-class.
Okay.
One button press, the system thinks, okay, great. For $5,000, the closest we can do, because Che is broke, he's got no money whatsoever.
Naturally.
Yeah. We can go and we can get you as close as possible to that. It'll show you the parts that it tries to buy, and
All
so
right.
the user that is a little bit intimidated by upgrade, a little bit intimidated by tuning, with one button press, throw money at the problem, boom, it's going to automatically do that for you.
That's cool. I think, for me, the upgrades, I definitely wrap my head around the upgrades.
Right,
it was
right.
tuning where it got to a point where I'm like,
Sure.
all right, I'm just going to make every car a little bit lower to the ground because that's what I did with my car in real life.
Right. So again, we still have our upgrade system. We've added 60% more upgrades over V2. You can still go through and individually go if you want to, again, mess with your ride height. You can add springs and dampers to it. All of that's there, but we have that quick upgrade wrapper wrapped all around that.
Cool.
And so a good segue, it's something that you talked about, is tuning, right? Is like, I'm not a good tuner. I'd rather paint and mess with pixel art stuff.
Right, yeah.
But for the guys that are really good tuners, we've built this really exciting thing called the storefront. So what happens in the storefront is those guys that like to tune cars, really good at it,
Yeah.
they can actually go through and they can push those up to the storefront. So I can go through and go, geez, you know what, I've got a Viper or a Dodge. Here, let me grab this one here. It tells me what its PI is set at. And great, I can buy it, right?
Right.
I can rate it, I can take it on track. This guy is going to make money off of it. He's going to become famous. People are going to know to come to his storefront because of what he does as a tuner.
Cool.
So I'll show you some of the painting stuff as well. So we have people that really like to tune. We have people that really like to paint.
Yeah,
so you
that was
can see,
definitely. Like, I think it got to a point where every day I was turning on Forza 2
And there were some
just
crazy
looking
paint
at what the
jobs.
different paint was and just like
So
being blown away.
Here's one of the ones that one of our community guys made for Forza 3. It's this crazy Joker car, right? And again, it was like, I used to think I was pretty good at painting, but when you go into the auction house or go into our community site, the guys would paint these crazy designs. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to give them an outlet in our game to express themselves, to become famous, and to basically get money without actually racing. So in the storefront, just like tuning, you can go through and go, all right, show me some designs. You can tie it specifically to your car or just show me everything, right? And so you can go through and kind of see, oh, geez, someone's been painting the Viper. So different from the auction house, I'm not buying a car. I'm just buying a paint job, right? So I'm just buying this just for my car.
Yeah.
And I could throw it on, great, take pictures of it, awesome. And again, this guy I can go through, I can rate it, he's gonna make money off of it. Again, he gets posted on the leaderboards, he becomes famous.
So he
for doing
gains
the same.
fame.
Exactly. Yeah. So one of the other things we noticed when people were painting is they would all buy the Mini Cooper because it had the flattest, widest roof.
Yeah.
And they would then build their shapes, and it was really hard for them. So what we wanted to do for Forza 3 is we wanted to give them their own vinyl group editor. There's no car, you've got a grid you can toggle on or off. This is just your blank canvas to create whatever it is that you want.
So you just kind of lay
we've
down.
got some stuff that we bought, again, a lot of pixel art. People have created some crazy stuff. And again, you can go through and create, and you can kind of see in the corner there, it's 348 layers to make this thing, right? So
what are the maximum? Okay, 1,000 layers.
Right,
the maximum?
right.
Okay.
So I could take this shape, go into my apply decals, and I can actually stick that on there. So this is, again, just like in Forza 2. Oh, look, there's the Joker face, right? I can go through and go, oh, let me add one of those vinyl groups I got online. Obviously, the themes don't quite match. The Joker is going to eat the mushroom. But again, the idea is that I don't have to be a good painter, but by buying a few of these things, I can stamp them on and, hey, dude, my car's customized. This looks great.
Nice.
And so, again, I mentioned the leaderboards. So besides our time stuff, we call out, the guys who are the best tuners, the best graphic artists, the best car designers.
So is that score based on kind of their activity online, like how many people download?
How many people are downloading,
and
and then it's rating, right? So I can look at any one of these guys and go, wow, this guy's a pretty good graphic artist. Let me go, what's that? Yeah, no. Some partner net names are still in there. But I can go check out his storefront, right? And so this is his area. So that other area I showed you, that's kind of the main storefront you can browse and tune.
Yeah.
This is, I'm not going to try to say his name, his storefront. This section here is all for his vinyl groups, all for his vinyl shapes. He's got a tab section all for his photos, a tabs for all of his replays, all of his car designs and tuning setups, right? So it becomes this destination for this player to become popular. So I jumped to this guy from the leaderboards. I'm like, you know what? I really like his Harley Quinn. This guy I'm going to rate his stuff. He makes some pretty cool things. I can actually go through and check out his auctions. Like, wow, what else? What other things is this guy doing? I can go and view what his friends on the storefront and go, wow, what he must be in this clan of painters.
Right.
I can go and view who he thinks are his favorites, right? Or myself, I can go, you know what? I want to watch this guy from now on. He's not a friend of mine. He's not on my friends list, but I can go and add him as a favorite.
Cool.
And then one button press, boom, I can go and always come back and visit this guy.
So there's still an auction house as well as this storefront setup. So if someone wants to just sell something permanently unlimited, they can do that.
So with our auction house, you're basically selling the car. It's the total package, right?
Okay.
You're selling all the parts, all the tuning that's done to it, all the painting. It's all in one.
Got it.
What our storefront is allows those guys that created elements of those to sell just those things.
Okay.
Right?
An unlimited number, or they can limit the number if they like.
They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
They can give it away for free. They can set a limit to it. We found guys in our community, they would auction cars. They would say, tonight at 5, 3 of these. Only 3 are ever going out. Probably like your Doritos car, or Pringles car, right?
Yeah,
You'd be like, oh, I need to get that car.
No, eventually there were a billion Pringles cars.
Exactly.
That made it worse because I lost on every single one.
Exactly, right. So what this allows them to do is this allows them on the storefront to go, you know what, I'm going to only allow 10 of these for 10 million credits, right? Hopefully they sell them, but if they're wanted enough, then these things are going to be these hot commodities that people can get.
Right.
So, but if they want to go to the auction house, sell it as an entire package, they also have that option.
Cool.
Yep.
So let's talk a little about the driving
Sure.
of Forza 3. Once you do all this stuff, you can still get in a car and go.
Absolutely. So it's going to try to upgrade my car, but I don't think Chain has enough money. So what I can do is I'll change my car, and I will get. Let's see, it's got a nice. Oh, is it B? This one? All right, the S4. All right. So we've added full cockpits to all 400 of our cars. We've added rollover damage, which is something that you won't see in any other production car game.
Yeah.
And especially with our multiplayer stuff, some of the moments you get are crazy when you get a ton of cars. We've added SUVs as a car type in our game. Oh yeah, right. So Chay's actually taken his Land Rover and pimped it out. It's pretty funny.
Can I put neons on it and
you can
spinner rims?
You can put chrome rims on, like the deep dish. You can change your tire treads out. I know, I'm good. Are you saying I can't drive the top? I'm not you, Chay. Right. I don't know. You probably tuned it, so. So this is one of the B-class events. This is one of our new tracks. Of course you have manual. Whatever. One of our newer features is our auto braking system. So essentially, if you remember where our line was in Forza 2, our driving assist line, it told you when you needed to brake. What the auto brake system does is that kind of does the braking for you in those moments. So when it goes red, like right up here, the auto brake will take over and it'll brake for you. And the cool thing about that was we really wanted people that aren't really good drivers to be able to play our game, to be able to succeed. So we wanted to create this one button, one touch driving. The other thing I'm showing you right here is our new rewind system.
Yeah.
So what we've done is anytime you get in a wreck, you want to be able to redo a turn, or you see a really cool crash, it's like, oh, let's do that again. You just hit the back button and you can rewind. And you can rewind as much as you want. We don't limit it. We don't take money from your career.
Okay. Is that like on all difficulties? Is there eventually like a high-end difficulty where you can't?
Everywhere. Exactly. Again, we when we went through and we were building it, we looked at ways to restrict it, but as we played the game, it just felt like a natural fit. It just kind of the next evolution of what racing games can do. You know,
you do that 25-lap race, and on lap 24, you somehow mess up and end up in last. And,
5 years ago, there was never a restart race, right? And you know, restart race is now the norm, right? But that was the thing in Forza 2 with our big endurance races. You would go 15 laps in and mess up the last turn. You have to do the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
So with the rewind, it's great. It just allows you to say, all right, you know what? I want to be able to redo this again. So again, we do full damage modeling.
How extreme does the damage get? Are parts falling off the cars, windows breaking out?
Yep, you can shatter if I can catch up with these guys. Actually, you know what? I can do it to my own car. Get out of second gear. Manual. So there we go. So then again, I can go through and go, oh, you know, I didn't really mean to do that. Let me just.
Now, what if you didn't rewind there? Would your race be over?
Nope.
Oh, well, you can still reset your car and get back on.
The car and get it back over.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems like that would be a very lengthy discussion with a lot of car manufacturers to allow that stuff.
We've come 3 games far to allow this to come this far. So yes, you know, it's baby steps each way. You know, they used to not allow, you know, paint being scraped on stuff, you know, let alone hoods falling off, glass breaking, you know. So
cool.
Yes, several discussions on that.
So it's funny, like I was basically at a point where I was unable to play any kind of simulation-styled driving game.
Absolutely.
You know, like Ridge Racer, no problem. Burnout, no problem. All that stuff. But you put me behind anything that's trying to actually simulate driving, I couldn't do it. And except for Forza 2. And I think it was because of the driving line.
You should really try. I mean, with the auto brake, you know, people their immediate feeling is to say, oh, it's cheap or it's going to make me slower. It doesn't make you slower because as a driver you have to brake anyway. It just does it for you, right? So what it does is it just makes
that
you
was
more
actually
consistent.
the biggest learning curve thing of like I can't just slam through every turn.
Exactly.
I need to actually slow down.
Exactly. So it doesn't take braking away from you. You can still brake. It's just going to apply the brakes in these areas where it's required. So again, it helps make drivers way more consistent. So
And it seems like it's something that helps the game kind of reach more people.
Absolutely. When we built the system, we tested it with we called our 6 and 60-year-olds. So we brought in people that have, never played. They know what cars are. We brought older guys. Sure. They love, they love classic muscle cars. But they would never, picking up the controller is really intimidating to them. And by turning on the auto brake with the line and all the assists on, they were able to succeed. They weren't driving off. They weren't in last place driving the wrong direction. Same thing with 6-year-olds, And
they still were having some
fun.
fun,
Exactly.
right? So,
exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So that tied with our new career system, we're throwing money at you, we're throwing cars at you, and we're not dumbing down the game, we're just applying these assists on top of the game. So the guys that do love the simulation, it's still there.
Yeah, they can shut all that stuff off.
Absolutely. And with our career mode, by turning that stuff off, we're going to pay you more, right?
Right. How about the online? Is the online, can you basically restrict it to, I only want to play with people that have the assists turned off and that sort of stuff?
So what we've done from Forza 2 to Forza 3 is we've built a server. We have our own dedicated servers now. So we've kind of caught up to where modern day first-person shooters are, where we've got server-driven games and server-driven maps, right? So when I go into multiplayer, I'm immediately in a party lobby. I can invite my party in. Hey guys, what do you want to do tonight? Should we go race the world, or should we go out and do our own private race, right? So when we go find a race, it's like, okay, great. We can go into circuit, oval, drag racing, drift racing, and me as a party, we can go through and choose one of these server-driven games. Choose what class we want to do. Boom, we're inside a lobby. And again, just like most modern-day shooters, it's server-driven. So it's waiting for other players to join, then it's on a timer. Right. We can vote to skip the track. We can vote, if someone's bothering us, we can vote to boot them out. So it's way less restricted than in Forza 2, where there was a host, and he would boot you out because he didn't like you, or you weren't playing with the car that he wanted you to, right? But our private race system, we actually do have, it's essentially Forza 2. So I can go through and I can do overrides on everything. I can force off upgrades. I can force your car to be stock.
Force a specific camera view and that sort of stuff. Cool.
Specific car year. I can even now go through and I can just mess with your front grip handicap or your power handicap.
Yeah.
Right? So besides the restrictions, we've added these game rules. So we can have two groups of people playing in the same map, but we're in totally different classes. We have different roll-off times, so they start before us, right?
Okay, so
they're scored independently, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So 4 of us are in a D class, a slower race, while the other guys are in an R1 race class, and we're just putting along. All of a sudden, these cars go by, right?
Right. Yeah.
And they're scored next to each other, and we're scored next to each other, right?
That's
but
cool.
We're all playing in the same match. So
how many players can get into one match?
So we have 8 players online.
Cool.
And the cool thing about this system is you can save out all these different rule types, and we're going to be monitoring the community to find out what exciting things that they build, and hopefully we're going to be able to integrate those into those public server hopper systems.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
It's like it seems like it's definitely going to be worth the wait for people that are waiting for the game. Now, when is the game out?
We are currently in the U.S. October 27th, I believe.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Awesome. Thank you.